This same time last year, I had just finished my second ever cross-country short track race. It consisted of 2 laps for about 16 miles, and I had finished it in about an hour and 20 some odd minutes. Now, fast forward to this year. A week ago, I just finished that same race, and I had huge expectations of finishing it way faster. I had goals of 5 minutes faster a lap. But what I ended up doing was adding time to my time. That's right, I added almost 2 minutes to my time, and at first, I was totally disappointed. Since my last race a year ago, things have changed for me significantly. My riding has increased at least 4-fold. I have been doing regular structured training. My FTP has gone way up. I feel like I'm in way better shape. I've got a fancy new lightweight cross-country race bike. I had all the cards stacked in my favor. So what the heck happened? After being bummed, I began to reflect, and I started to realize a few things about my performance that day. Now, while it's true, my aerobic base is way better than it has been. I can ride for hours and hours, day after day, and be totally fine. One thing I haven't worked on, which I think is key to these short track races, is that above threshold, that race pace. So while all my training has left me feeling really strong and capable on most rides, it hasn't prepared me very well for that super high intensity for 90+ minutes of riding. I also realized that XC racing, especially the short track racing with its intensity and its short duration, requires a very specific skill set. I'm talking about technical mountain bike riding skill set at race pace. It's one thing to do tech riding at a slow, casual pace, but when you've got someone behind you and or you're following someone and your heart rate is almost pegged, you're going as hard as you can, that is a completely different thing, and I have not practiced that at all. While my tech skills have gone up because I've been intentionally practicing those, I have not done it at race pace. That left me in a huge disadvantage. I also realized that there is a huge amount of strategy in this. And for example, I found myself following behind much slower riders for an extended period of time just because I didn't want to burn a bunch of matches and try to pass them and then keep up a pace. I just didn't understand that this is a race. You pass those people. And if you get tired, well, that's just kind of the way it goes. And on top of that, sloppy line choice. I would choose the easier routes instead of the harder routes because I didn't want to get injured for some reason. So on top of not practicing at race pace, not practicing technical skills at race pace, I was missing the strategy. How do you pass people? When do you pass people? When do you go for it? When do you hold back? And all of that only shows up when you practice, when you get out there, when you put yourself out there and you see where your weaknesses are, then you can adapt and adjust your training. So I'm actually kind of glad I didn't do as well as I'd hoped for. Otherwise, I wouldn't have changed anything and I wouldn't have seen the weaknesses that I have not developed. So now my training's a little bit different moving forward, right? So for example, I'm out here today. My training consists of some high-speed technical stuff, along with a race pace aerobic sprint at the end. So I'm trying to now make up for what I saw was lacking in my training. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm never going to be the fastest XC racer. That's just the way it goes. But you know what? I really like improving. I really like challenging myself. So when I find weaknesses, I love it because I look at it as an opportunity to improve. Racing is one of those rare things that really shows you your pros, your cons, and if you choose to look at it, it is such a great opportunity to advance and to build upon the weaknesses that it reveals. So I hope this has been helpful. This is just something I learned and I wanted to share it with you guys. There's a bunch of links below. Click on them if you want to learn more. Head on over to El Rube Bike. My name is Grant. Bye.